Hey y'all, welcome back to Wind Down Wednesday, the podcast. My name is Morris Haywood, and I'll be your host on this journey. Our mission is to make sure you have the most fabulous wine and a little topic on the side. And my co-host is Jeremy Teal. Let's get ready to wind down. Okay, well, this is
it.
Welcome, you guys.
Welcome, everybody.
This is Wind Down Wednesday,
the podcast,
and I am here in the Chateau Jeremy. I'm here with Jeremy, just doing this great episode with you, and it's been a great. This is our second season.
We have made it. We made it to season 2.
Yes,
the elusive season 2.
Yes, we have. And you know what? I was kind of scared of you not doing season 2.
I was scared I wasn't going to do season 2 too.
Okay, well, I'm glad you joined me for season 2.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, and this season we have so many great things in store for you. We actually planned out.
We did. We planned out this season unlike we did last time. But that's okay, because the last one was more of a project. We've got to figure it out a little bit more this time.
Yes, we do. And it's exciting because I'm still here with you.
Aww.
And that's what makes it really great. And we still have wine. In fact, we even have an Instagram page.
We do?
Yes!
I didn't know this. This is news to me.
Child, yes. You need to follow us on Instagram. It's Wind Down Wednesday, the podcast. I'll send you the link. You'll see the link in the notes. You'll see the link everywhere.
I'm really just surprised that Wind Down Wednesday, the podcast, was available.
Yes.
That is hilarious, because I see a lot of Wind Down Wednesday podcasts. Like I've seen, I think there's like 10 or so when I type it in. But we're the only, we're like the newbies. Everyone else is, they've had seasons.
Okay.
And we will soon have seasons.
Yes, I'm excited.
We're currently in our zzz.
The S's, not season. Seasons. Okay, that's cute. So this is, like I said, season 2 of the show. Last season we had some great episodes. We had some great topics. This season, like I said, we're gonna have some other great topics. In fact, we're gonna have some guests. We have guests planned out for everyone out there.
We're not gonna be the only people you hear this whole time.
Yes, we had one guest last time, which was Keon, but he was a guest dish.
He was a guest dish. He's more like always in our head anyway.
Yeah. So the wine. This wine that we have this time.
Oh, I don't even know how to say this.
It's a South African wine.
Oh, shut up.
Yes. My cousin bought this for me for Christmas.
Oh.
It's called Lievland. Lievland Vineyards. And it's actually a South African wine. It's vintage 2020.
Baby, it's really hard to be vintage when you're 2020, but okay.
Well, okay. And Lievland means love land. It basically translates.
I was going to say, we took it back to the motherland.
Exactly.
But it's South Africa.
Ja, and it is, in fact, I'm going to pour some. Which one is your glass?
I don't care.
Okay, we'll just pour it. It's a red wine. Now, keep in mind, we have to hear the sounds of it.
Damn, you trying to get a bitch fucked up?
I try to get you fucked up. And it's a red wine. I don't think it's a sweet wine. It doesn't say on the wine.
It's not sweet, I can tell you that.
How you can tell that?
Because it don't say it. And it's not a dessert wine. I just know it's not. It looks sophisticated.
Well, yeah, it is. It's probably like a $40 bottle of wine.
Thanks, cousin.
I know. She loves her South African wines. But this is good. And I'll show the picture on our Instagram page.
Look at that. I didn't even know we did that. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too as well. And we will taste it. It's a red wine. It looks like, I'm going to take this glass right here.
Okay.
It looks kind of full to me. And when I say full, I mean it looks kind of heavyish.
Yeah, like you can't see through it at all.
Yeah.
Like it looks like the wine they have in movies in medieval times and shit. Like this is fancy.
Okay. I'll put this one glass. Can I put it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to mess up your table. Because, we're at Jeremy's house.
You are in my studio.
Mm-hmm. And so Jeremy is sniffing the wine.
I am sniffing it because it smells like real wine. Like this is some grown-up wine.
Okay. Well,
this smells expensive.
Okay. I need to check to see what this cost is.
Chow?
Price is. And it does smell.
It smell?
It's very potent.
Okay, what are the notes?
The notes. Oh, let's see. I smell grapes. I smell red.
I smell chocolate.
You smell chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And rosemary.
How do you smell rosemary from this?
That's what I smelled. So apparently when you're smelling, like when notes of, it's not that that's actually in it. It's just whatever it smells like to you. Yeah, so like when people say it has citrusy notes, there's no citrus in it. It just smells like lemons to you.
Oh, look at you teaching.
I mean, we said we were going to educate the children.
And that's actually what I'm glad you brought that up, because that is our wino tip of the week.
Our wino tip of the week.
Yes.
Notes doesn't always mean it tastes like it. That just means that's what it smells like to you.
Yeah. Oh, I like that's cute. Look at you. Go ahead for it.
I'm a wino. What can I say?
Oh, Lord Jesus. So you ready to do our
clinky?
Yes, clinky. And let me hit the bottom. That was cute.
That was a much better one.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's drink.
Okay, let's go. That is delicious.
Oh my goodness.
That is delicious. Oh, ratings. Oh, I want to go first.
Okay, you go first.
I want to go first. I am giving this a 9.
Wow.
I am giving this a 9, and I'm only because.
Oh my God.
I don't know if the perfect wine exists, so I'm going with 9. This is it. It tastes like home.
It does, and you didn't have any ice in it.
Oh
my goodness.
I know, and you are shook.
This is actually really good.
If y'all can see his face right now, he is shooketh. Morris
this is actually really good.
Yeah, Morris does not fuck with the bitter red wines. This is not a bitter red wine. This wine is clean and almost water-like. It sounds crazy. It tastes like flavored alcoholic water.
It does. I mean, it's really good. I need to make sure I take a picture of this.
And the smell is absolutely not conducive to how it tastes, because it smells like alcohol. It does not. Well, now that it's going down my gullet, I can feel alcohol, but it doesn't taste like it. So there's that.
Wow, this is actually really good. I need to make sure I give my.
I mean, we are shook, everybody.
Yes,
Lievland Vineyards.
Yeah, Lievland Vineyards. It's in South Africa.
Shout out.
It says it's Bushvine Vintage. I'll show
that sound made up, but okay.
Well, and my cousin, she used to be in a wine club.
Got it.
And she knows about a lot of wine. She actually gave me this book. And it's called The Wine Essentials.
The Wine Essentials.
Yes.
By Zachary Sussman.
Yes, she bought that book for me. And
it's a great little book.
Yeah, it's my cousin that's older than me.
Maybe we should have your cousin on.
Well, she said she wanted to be on one point.
I would love to have her. We got to choose a topic for her.
Yeah. This is really good. Okay.
Really, really good.
Yeah, so thank you, cousin, for this wine. And, Jeremy, that was a good tip wine of the week. Tip of the wine of the week, because I had another tip of the wine of the week.
Oh, sorry.
No, but that was good. That was actually really good. So thank you for that. That's actually on point. So we're going to get into the topic.
Let's get into the topic, honey.
And so the topic today, no one's surprised.
No one is surprised this season.
Nobody's surprised. We have 8 topics between us.
Yes.
And the only person that will be surprised is probably the people that come in as guests. But I digress. So, anger. Mm-hmm. That's our topic for today.
We're going to talk about anger.
Talk about anger.
While drinking wine. I'm not sure if that's smart.
Oh, my Jesus.
We're going to get angry.
Okay. So, Jeremy, this was actually your topic.
It was. I was very... I am angry more recently than I have ever been. But not in a way that I want to kill something or rage. I'm just angry, upset and bothered by things.
Oh, wow.
And I just think it's really good to notice. It's you are angry right now. You all right? Do you need to have a seat?
Okay.
And I would love for people to see that in themselves. Be able to look at anger as just a regular emotion.
Well, okay. Go back for a moment. I'm just curious. Let's unwind that. So you're angry. Uh-huh. Is there a particular
reason?
Yes.
Well, I think going out on your own as an entrepreneur and not just working for yourself, but working with others who don't work for themselves and don't really understand all of the things that go into making not just a business happen, but making an operation happen. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people, let's just say you work in a call center, right? Mm-hmm. And you have no idea how your check gets to you. But there is a team of people whose sole job it is to make sure you get paid.
Yes.
And you've never talked to that person, you don't know what they do, but they're sending you these forms and now you're confused, but they're asking you questions because they need to get their job done. Mm-hmm. And it could be upsetting, but it's not because they're handling it for you. Cut to the entrepreneur. I cut my own check.
Oh, yeah.
And by cut my own check, I don't pay myself at all.
Okay.
The money that I make, if my expenses come, they come. But the accounting piece, that happens during tax season. It's how much did you make this year? I don't fucking know. I have no idea how much money I made this year. I know all my bills were paid.
Okay.
I know that.
That's important.
That's important, but I couldn't, I get angry when people aren't as understanding as to why something costs so much, how much it costs, or how long it took, or, someone someone told me that, they got their photos done at JCPenney a few years ago, and they had them that night. I was like, well, yeah, JCPenney is a multi-billion-dollar organization.
And isn't the value of those pictures like?
It's not that it's cheap. It's just that it's quick, right? Like it's made for that. Like it's the same background. They don't move the camera. They take 3 pictures. I mean, they have the computers, the printers. They have all that stuff, but that's tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I don't have that.
Oh, true. But I feel like your stuff you took pictures of me before.
Yeah.
I feel like they were personalized. Like
they were.
I felt like they were catered to me, and it wasn't against one tiny background. It was like in different locations.
Yeah, I mean, that goes into it. Yeah. So I just find myself being angry. That's just one example. So I find myself being angry at all kinds of things, and processing it is really helpful. It's like, you are angry. You need to calm down.
Okay, that's the hard part for me, is to process the anger. Like I do wear my feelings on my sleeve at times, more than often. But I feel like processing the anger, I don't know where to go to after I'm angry. Mm-hmm. So like, for example, I was angry today. Well, I don't know if it's angry or if it's upset, because there's a lot of stuff that's happening on my job. And it made me so upset because one of the girls had to go. Mm. And it was like, are you serious? You didn't, our boss didn't defend this? Or that's what I thought in my head. But let me use another topic because I don't want to go off on that.
Anger.
I was angry at the fact that I was sick last week.
Oh.
And I couldn't do the stuff that I wanted to do with you guys.
Oh.
I was pissed off. And angry. And all y'all were talking in this chat saying, oh, we're going here. And I'm like, these bitches.
These mother bastards.
Take me out of this chat. And so, yeah, I was angry about that. But, yeah, I guess that's how I dealt with my anger. I just got over it, and I, did my own thing, and, that's how I typically get over it. Or I typically just push it under the rug. I don't deal with anger. I deal with happiness good. I deal with disappointment all right. But anger is just like, I don't want to get mad at somebody or angry at somebody over something so small or something so menial. I want to be angry with them if they did something wrong to me. And no one's ever did anything wrong to me. Well, not that I've encountered.
Well, like anger is small and it's big, right? So just acknowledging the fact that upset you, that's okay. That was anger. And like, it doesn't have to be some big like show of emotion. Like, I don't know, someone didn't lock the door, or it's just like, that upset me. Yeah, that made me angry. Am I like raging and calling you? No, but it did anger me, and I got over it within 15 seconds. So yes, I was angry, but that also counts just the same as if, I don't know, your husband decides to cheat on you with your sister.
Gotcha.
Right? That's angry too.
That is angry.
There are levels to it, but it's still anger.
So what's the most angry you've been ever?
Oof. I often get very angry with my brother and my mother.
Jesus.
But I can't think of, well, I don't know. Can you think of one?
I can think of one part where I got angry. This girl got me fired. It's always a work thing because I always go to work. But this girl got me fired when I was in Dallas.
She did not.
She did get me fired.
I will fight this bitch.
Part of it was my fault. Back then they had these things called override codes, and I was like a service manager.
Yeah.
And so if someone came in line and they had, let's say, an over amount of groceries, and you had to go to the register and override it.
Yeah.
And that kind of moved things along. Well, she came in. And she came in with her mom, and they bought a lot of groceries, and they used my card, but she knew that this card was only for business purposes.
Yeah.
She ended up using the card and ended up like comping like $100 worth of groceries. The guy that was behind the counter told on me and told on her, and I ended up getting fired. I was out of work for like a good 6 weeks or whatever. I didn't have any money. I was in Dallas. I was sick. This actually happened some odd years ago. It actually happened I don't mind saying it, 2003.
Oh, wow. That was literally 20 years ago.
It was literally this month.
Oh, wow.
It was literally this month. My aunt died this month, and I was just pissed off because a lot of things were happening. I even got sick. I was going to school. I had an apartment. I couldn't afford anything, and it just put me back. in a loop. It just threw me back, and I was expecting to make this a great year, and I don't know. I was really angry, and I was really upset at her. She had the audacity to, when we were at school, we were at college together, to say, Morris, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. All I could do was say, you bitch. That's all I could say. And I walked away. And I never talked to her again. Because we were the only black people there in that. You know Dallas.
Yeah.
You know Flower Mound, Texas.
I know Flower Mound, Texas.
Back then, Flower Mound didn't have a lot of black folks.
It had no black folks. I mean, like 30.
Yeah, 30, yes. Yeah. And so it was just me and her. And I felt like because she did this, we had a sort of connection. She used me. Yeah. Because of that reason.
And then got you fired.
And got me fired. I was upset as hell.
Oh, I would have been pissed too.
So yeah, I anger, and I actually still hold her accountable to that.
Oh, absolutely.
To this day. Yeah. I hold my anger so long. It pissed me off. It's seriously, I could, I wanted to move up in the company. Uh-huh. And it didn't, like, that kind of ruined my chances to move up.
Isn't it amazing though, the things that, so like, say for instance that scenario were to start to unfold today, you would know immediately how to kind of safeguard against any foolishness, right? So it's like, sis, I'm not giving you my comp card, but I will look at the purchases that you make and will comp accordingly, because I've had this experience where I trusted someone to do the right thing and they didn't, and it fucked me, and I don't like that. So like, now you would know better. So it sucked. I would say that's where you use anger as a tool, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to call it out, like what it is. You are pissed, but it also gets you to a place where you can maybe forgive, right?
That's hard though.
I mean, it's difficult.
It's been 20 years.
No one said you had to forget, but you can forgive. And by forgive, I mean like kind of let it go. Like it doesn't take up as much space. I don't know if you know this, but cameras have memory cards, and memory cards don't really ever delete data. They just compress it really, 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 really small, right? Uh-huh. Think of that as your brain. Your brain is a memory card. Okay. So if you actually have the software, you could go dig this up. I could go dig up photos I took 20 years ago on these cards. If I had the time, energy, ability, cool, great, wonderful. But why would you go digging for something you already let go?
Woo! You better preach. Like, you better preach. Can I call you Reverend
Jerry Teal?
Can I call you Reverend Teal?
You may not. I would not do well with Reverend Jerry Teal. Ooh. Yeah, but like, why would you go looking for something you've already let go? That doesn't make any sense.
You're right.
But you aren't there yet. I'm not saying do that with this, but
I guess I'm not there. I just feel like, yeah, I'm not there. Cause like I need to learn to let go of things like that. I am. Can I say something else I'm pissed about?
Please, go for it.
And this always happens in January for some reason.
Oh, shit. So, January is a really odd month.
It is a really odd month.
It's like the Monday of the year.
It
is the Monday of the year. Like,
my God, it is the Monday of the year. So there was a guy that I was dating, and you know him because there was one time we were dating, and it was around my birthday. Okay. My birthday's this month. So he bought this cake. Remember when we went to a restaurant, he bought this cake and it had my face on the cake and everything like that. Remember there was a...
Was I here for this?
Yes, you were here.
I was there?
It was a Beyond Brothers event.
Oh, shit. No, I don't remember this at all.
He bought this big cake, and I can't say his name, but I'll say his name afterwards.
Okay.
But he bought this big cake, and then he ended up dumping me after that. He ended up getting upset and mad.
Like the day of?
He was a little bit upset on the day of, but then he was really pissed on Valentine's Day, and then that's when we decided.
He was upset that he bought you a cake
with my picture on it.
He bought you a cake with your picture on it, and he got mad at you.
Well, I guess we had like a little tiff or a little argument.
Okay. I was like, this is not making sense.
Yeah, we got a little tiff and a little argument.
Okay.
And he just that day he said that day is when it started to be. It started on him. The angry and upset. Okay. And it kind of grew into Valentine's Day. Oh. And I could, looking back on it, I was like, I didn't do anything. What did I do wrong? Like, why are you holding me accountable to some stuff?
Yeah, like, why are you messing me about something I didn't do?
And it's angry because it's a continuous anger because I don't know what I did.
Got it.
And I'm angry and upset because of that reason.
Got it.
And I'm angry at him because he didn't have to do that on my birthday for one, and on Valentine's Day for two. Who wants to get dumped on Valentine's Day?
Nobody wants to get dumped on Valentine's Day. I mean, it's it's an ordeal to even be considered a Valentine. So
exactly.
But to be dumped on Valentine's Day sucks.
It sucks.
I've never been dumped on Valentine's Day, but I would imagine it would not be the most exciting thing.
It would not. It is not.
It is not. You have a little bit of.
But I'm gonna give you a hint who he is.
Oh shit.
He's a play cousin.
A play cousin.
Yes.
Of mine?
Not of yours.
Of yours.
Of the person that just maybe just walked in the house.
Got it.
Okay. So anyways, yeah.
But I can tell you mine now.
What's yours?
Because now I know it. It was my exes ago. When I got my HIV diagnosis, I called my then boyfriend to tell him, and that we talked through it and all that good stuff, and he never answered the phone again.
Oh wow.
And I never talked to him ever again. And I want to say I saw him one day, like maybe 5 or 6 years later, but he didn't speak to me either. Like he wouldn't speak to me. Not that I don't think I even went up and said anything, but it's just almost we didn't acknowledge each other existing. And I would say that angered, in that moment, I was so angry that I had done what I was supposed to do as far as, telling the truth and disclosing and all that good stuff. Yeah. But, I was pretty in love with this person. I thought this person was going to be the person. And it's one of the reasons why I really don't believe in the person. It's one of the reasons. But, I found a great person who is, I would say, my person, but isn't the person. Like, Lionel knows that he is one of many reasons that I do things, but he's not my only reason. Yeah. Right? So, anyway, all that to say, that was probably the most angry I've ever been. Just, like, to kind of be voided out of somebody's life.
That.
Not even over that, just at all, right? So, a person whom you care about and cares about you, so they say, just doesn't speak to you again. But it also showed me a lot about just the abilities of humans. Humans are capable of doing all kinds of things. Yeah. Like we have humans that chop up people, right? Okay. Right? And you think to yourself, like, how could you do that? It's like, well, it's not for you to understand because you obviously can't do it. But there are people who can do it. There are whole groups of people who are trained to murder people for a living. Yeah. They're called the armed forces.
Jeremy, that's I want to say that was good. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Because that's very deep.
It is, but now that I knew that was anger, I could process through it, and it's like it's anger, and it was also grief, and it was also kind of an epiphany, and so many other things came with it that I'm very happy that it happened. In hindsight, obviously not in the moment. In the moment, it fucking sucked. Yeah. But in hindsight, it was kind of the perfect catalyst to ask myself questions about the people who are around me. So these sorts of things I had to start vetting. And it wasn't about HIV at all. It was really about, like, can I even share anything with you? Like, is the fact that I don't think The Color Purple is the most cinematically amazing movie ever, is that gonna make you not want to ever talk to me again? Because it could be anything. I know people who would discount a person based on how tall they are. Like we know people who won't date people because they're a certain height, or the color of their skin, or the car they drive. Yeah, and it's like, so I have to be very careful about, not be very careful. I am careful about who. So I see and I ask and I do all that stuff before you go like kind of all the way in with somebody.
Someone told me this week. This is very interesting, that when you've been past this, when you're dating someone, you don't disclose everything right away.
No.
Because you don't want to feel vulnerable for one, and then for two, you don't know their situation. You don't know how their situation is going to be.
Correct.
And it just makes me. I feel angry at the fact that this guy did this to my friend. Yeah. And he. I feel like he should have been more careful with his ending.
True.
Like I feel like that's, you were so in a moment, you're vulnerable. I mean,
you were doing the thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
You're doing the right thing,
and you were penalized for doing the right thing.
Correct.
And that's what pisses me off.
But isn't that how a lot of, like, what is the quote is right and right don't wrong nobody? It's like the idea of doing something right is wonderful, but just because you're doing it right doesn't mean other people are receiving it right, because they could be in the wrong.
Oh, I hate that.
It sucks, but it's just where we are sometimes. Like, sometimes you're just not ready for people's thing. But when you get a particular maturity, you can say that out loud. It's like, I heard what you said. That scared the shit out of me. I need a little bit of time.
And that's what he could have said.
He could have said that, but he wasn't there. Because had he been there, he would have said it. And I don't think he's still there, because I still haven't talked to the man.
Is he still around?
I'd imagine he's alive.
Okay, but nobody's either like, oh, never mind.
He doesn't live here.
Okay.
But all that to say, I would say that was the most angry I've been. And to acknowledge it as anger has been helpful in so many ways. So that's why I thought anger would be a really great topic.
And you move past it.
Yeah, you move past it because you find other interesting things. Like, I find humor in anger all the time. Because when you really sit and think about it, it's like you kind of let someone do it to you. And you were involved. It's like, well, yeah, I was involved. It's like all that goofy shit that I did to keep people, persons, job, whatever. And then it just, poof, did something to piss me off. Like, how dare it? But it's actually kind of funny. It's like, huh, all right.
Now looking back at it.
Yeah, it's just like, that's goofy. Like, all right, well, I should have known better, but I didn't know better. And now that I do, I won't do it.
Yeah, now I know better.
Yeah, not in a barrier way, not in like a putting up a guard way, but in a, like, I now have distance from some things in order to scope it and to find some sort of meaningful, humorous, interesting, those words.
Gotcha. Jeremy, thank you for this. Thank you. This was very therapeutic.
Oh, I'm happy to be.
This was very therapeutic.
What can I say? I am. You can call me Dr. Jeremy Teal.
But not Reverend.
Not Reverend.
Okay. Well, can I call you Dr. Reverend?
You can call me Dr. Jeremy Teal.
Okay. Doctor. Okay. Pastor.
Doctor.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll just call you Doctor. And thank you for that, because now I'm moving forward. Learning how to deal with anger and moving past it, is important. That's where you progress. That's where you can actually live your best life. Yes. Is when you move past it. And you can laugh about it or you can cry about it. But the best thing is just to move forward.
Move forward. Do exactly what we just did here. Like we knew we were going to talk about anger, but we didn't know what it was going to drum up. And luckily, we only got a tiny bit heated in the middle because we had to bring it up. But when you start talking about the process of it, it helps. So do the same with your friends. Do the same with people you trust. Or hell, talk to yourself. I talk to myself all the time. Really? And I know it sounds like people do this all the time, but sometimes just like getting the words out of your brain helps. It's like, what was that sentence? Or what was that thought? What was that thing? That way when you go into the conversation, you kind of have some words ready, and that's just important. At least I think it's important.
It's very important. It's very important.
Also, my air conditioner just came on, so if you just heard that,
it's all good.
Sorry,
it's all good.
Our engineer Morris Haywood might not be okay with the sound quality of the the latter portions of our.
I'll make some edits.
He's gonna make some edits.
That's what it is. Well, yes, thank you again for this great episode. Thank you, Jeremy, for this great episode of Wind Down Wednesday,
the podcast.
And we will see you every other Wednesday.
Every other Wednesday.
And make sure to follow us on Instagram, and make sure to just like on us, tell your friends about us, and that way we can give you more episodes. Season 2
episodes. We'd love to hear it.
Anything that you want to say?
Be great, don't die.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, bye. Have a good one, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for joining myself, Morris Haywood, and my co-host, Jeremy Teal, on this Wind Down Wednesday. We'll see you every other Wednesday on platforms like Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and love on us. This show was produced and directed by Morris Haywood and co-produced by Jeremy Teal.